Tough one to take. Can't fault the effort. Can't fault the endeavour. I think we've been beat. I mean, it's taken a wonder goal to beat us, and they're a good side. I think they're a good side. Have played well today. And sometimes you just got to hold your hands up when one flies in like that, because it's an unbelievable strike. What we have to accept, and I think where the big difference is that we're not quite good enough yet in the key areas of the pitch, and that's in our box and their box. And it's not far away, but it's going to take hard work, graft to come through it, and all of a sudden one will hit someone on the arse and it'll go in, and then it'll open up, because that's what happens with football. We need to graft our way into, whether it takes an ugly 1-0 win to get us going or not, I don't care how, but we will respond. And it won't happen overnight. And what we have to do is go back to making this a very, very difficult place for people to beat us again. And it was difficult. Today was still a difficult place to beat us. We haven't been good enough to win the game. We say that, and we say that quite a bit. If you're not good enough to win the game, there's a chance you're going to lose it. So we can go, it's a wonder goal, we could have got a draw, whatever. There weren't a lot in it yet, but football doesn't feel sorry for you, doesn't feel sorry for anyone. So we're not going to feel sorry for ourselves. We'll get back, we'll get in Monday, we'll work, and we'll get better.
What I would say, I know it's a big ask for you to all go and watch the whole game again, but I'd certainly sit and watch the last sort of 15 minutes and watch some of our decisions, because when you're chasing a game, we're the ones kicking it out of play at times, when we're attacking, and it just takes all the momentum out of the game for us and things like that. And if we are going to chase games, we're going to get back in it, we've got to do things brighter, and we've just got to be smarter. They look like a team who just had a little bit more know-how, and that's what I would say the difference was in the day. They had a little bit more know-how on the pitch, and obviously it's a wonder strike, but if anyone, they probably edged it anyway. So I would certainly, and it's not go and look at things and dig people out to say, he should have done this and he'd done that. Just as a whole team, have a look at our decisions in that last 15 minutes, 20 minutes when we're chasing the game. Because he's screaming from the sideline, let's not be, it's not, we've got loads of time, let's not just be frantic and just bombarding it, throwing it forward. There's got to be an element of care and our decision making. I thought for the 90 minutes wasn't great, but certainly the last 20 minutes.
There's a real fine line between urgency and panic, and we fell the line of panic today when we didn't need to. But that happens sometimes.
You work your off, and as I said before, if you do that, we can't grumble too much.
Well done. See you Monday.
Okay, so Devs, obviously we just heard from you inside. Do you have anything else you'd like to add on the game?
No, obviously desperately disappointed to be out of the FA Cup. It's a special competition for clubs at this level, and we would have loved to have had a little run. Congratulate Needham Market. I thought they were really good today. They're a good side. They've had a fantastic start to the season, and you can see why. Really well organised, bright, hard working, good side. I think it was one of those games where possibly we could have taken a draw, but as I've just said to the players, I don't think we were good enough to win the game, and if you're not good enough to win the game, there's a chance you'll lose it. But let's say they're a good side, and we knew it was going to be a tough ask. And I think if I'm them, I'd come away thinking we've deserved to get into the next round. They've come away from home, kept a clean sheet, and beaten a side that's gone over a year without losing at home, aside from some penalty shootouts in lesser competitions, if you like. So that's what I want to acknowledge, just how brilliant our form's been at home over the since last August, because I think that's easily missed. That's not an easy thing to do. So what we do now is we'll bounce back, we'll work hard, and we'll regroup, and we'll try and win the next game, as we always do.
And obviously, in terms of the season start as a whole, I know obviously from last year we've been so used to kind of winning ways. A bit of a different start this season, but how would you put it into perspective?
Steady, unspectacular, but steady. I think, with this club, you've always got the risk of a massive overreaction both ways. When things are going well, it's all of a sudden we're the best team in the world. Not true. When things are going bad, we're the worst. Also not true. I think, before today, I think you have to acknowledge yes, I think we should have picked up more points. I think we could have picked up more points with a bit more quality, but also a bit of luck. You need that sometimes, and that quite hasn't gone our way. But equally, we've only lost one game before today. So we've lost 2 games this season. One in our league against the title favourites in a game that had nothing in it for 70 odd minutes, and was probably more about strength or depth between the 2 squads as much as anything. And they will put a lot of teams to the sword. So, and then today against a side that are flying high in their league, a really good side, another narrow defeat. We'll turn it round. Anybody that expects us to just walk through divisions and teams, frankly, doesn't know a lot about the game. That's not how it works. We're under no illusions as to how difficult it is, how big the step up is. We haven't become a worse team overnight. We're, if you like, having to deal with the transition of when you're successful, you risk losing good players, and that's what's happened. And then you've got to replace that, and it's not about replacing the players as such, but it's about replacing the group and getting people, to some extent, you start again a little bit. And we've been through it before. And actually, if I look back at our first season in the Isthmian League, when we went up from the Essex Senior League, we've had a better start and we're in a better place this time round than we were in the first few weeks or months of that season. So we'll be all right. We'll keep working hard and to improve. And there is no expectation here that there's a divine right to win games of football. We know we have to work hard, and we know we have to get better, and we will try and do that, but it won't be overnight. These things don't happen overnight. So let's just calm down, understand that it's not been that bad. We're doing okay. We could be better, could be a lot worse.